Welcome to your weekend focus for May the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd, 2021. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it back to you. Thank you for the emails and the comments and the messages that you've sent. Life got a little chaotic. Some things came to the top of the priority list. It was things I was not expecting to show up at the top of the priority list. Kind of threw my entire life at a 180, and I had to you know what, I can't even say the word. I know it. I've said it before. I know I have. Um, I had to prioritize my life, reprioritize my life, and there just wasn't enough time to get everything I needed, and there wasn't enough time in the day. In fact, I thought, I'm going on like 5 hours sleep here at night. I need to go to bed early, so I tried to go to bed a little earlier even, and I just woke up 5 hours later. My body is so programmed to this 5 hours after the last week and a half. So it's kind of things hit I had, and I'm fine, and it's all good. Um, but I did have to work some things out, and it took my focus and my energy away from you, and I do apologize for not being here, but it was unavoidable. So let's talk about this weekend. Now I've lumped it all together. First of all, I missed celebrating Gemini, the sun going into Gemini on Thursday. So happy birthday, all you Geminis out there. It's a playful time. It's a communicative time. It is coming together with another, perhaps, or learning a different part of yourself, or allowing a different part of your personality out that you maybe haven't shared before or shared much before. Or you might be surprised at this person that comes out of you and what they're saying. And like, wow, I wish I would have said that like years ago. Look at this. But so we can see a different side of ourselves that maybe we have not looked at. It could be one of compassion or empathy where we've turned it off because of a hurt, because of an incident that happened once upon a time, and reigniting that part of who we are. So let's go to the numerology first, the 21st. Now, the 21st is about moving into new energy. It's not about starting a new chapter. It's like starting a new book. It's really allowing yourself to walk away from the past. And there are some things in the past that are holding us back, that are not allowing us to move forward in the way we want. It could be in our perceptions, it could be in our behaviors, it could be in our habits, it could be what somebody has orchestrated for us. It could have been a couple of not so great choices on our own behalf. Well, whatever it is, it's time to put it in the past. It's time to take care of it. Okay, something that you may have been putting off. It could be a conversation. It could be a bill collector at your door, and you haven't been answering the phone for months on end because you just think it might be that bill collector instead of a good friend that just wants to say howdy. Um, so it's really about this weekend. We can look at our lives and understand what we need to leave in the past. What is holding us back? What is the first thing you think about when you think of your stressful moments, day-to-day stressful moments, or high anxiety moments? Those kinds of things. You need to say, okay, so what can I do to make that a time of happiness, a time of joy? And many times under this kind of energy, we can find the answers. Gemini is also very curious, the Gemini sun. So we can go in search of different answers. We want to hear a whole bunch of theories rather than just one sound theory in how to go forward. So we'll be broadening the horizon to the choices that we do have available to us. Now, if we do the daily numerology for the 21st, it would be a 13. And that would be 1 plus 3 is a 4. Now, the 13 is, once again, it's about uh, what you've been hiding under a rock, what you've been hiding from the world, what you have been not revealing. And maybe it's out of a fear and anxiety. Maybe you don't think you'll be liked anymore. Maybe you don't think you'll fit in anymore. Maybe because we want to be liked, we want to be loved, we want happiness to surround us. And so if any of those kinds of things are jeopardized, we usually hold it back and we don't share it. And it could be that one thing that really triggers a fantastic future forward. But the way we see it, our perception of that gift, is what may be holding us back more than anything else. And this is in order to bring in a balance, a stability, a stable, foundation. So where are there cracks in the foundation? Where do you need to put your focus? Where you need to put your attention so that you can build upon that base. Numerology for the 22nd now. We have the 22nd. That's our master builder. That's when we have these, we have a high intuition, but very visionary in our thoughts. And success can come quite rapidly when we put our focus on those things, when we give it our direction, our focus, our energy, our time, our resources, perhaps. And if you add the day up, it's 5 plus 22 plus 5, because I don't break down the 22 as a 4. Some numerologists do. Others don't. I'm one of those. It comes to a 32. Now, a 32 is about good news. It's about breakthroughs. It's about victory. It's about rewards coming in. So a 32 energy is wonderful. Now, it goes into a 5. So the 5 is about our independence. The 5 is about laughter and joy, our creativity, allowing in romance. And then the Sunday, the 23. Now, the 23 is really a number that tells you that you have to go with the flow, that you have to trust in something bigger than yourself. The divine presence that's moving you in a certain direction, hinting for you to go. We have to go with the flow. Don't fight the current on a 23, because there's powerful forces around you leading you into those safe harbors. So especially when you feel afraid or anxious or full of anxiety, the 23 energy is a beautiful energy to surround you with angels, to keep you safe, to get you to safety. So we have to let down our guard a little bit. We have to be open to, and with the Gemini sun, we will be open to new and different and unusual. And now, if you do the numerology of the day, it is our final 555 energy for 2021, isn't it? 5 plus 5 plus 5 is a 15. 1 plus 5 is a 6. Our routines, our well-being, our jobs, our health and well-being, our day-to-day routines, the mundane of who we are and what we do, what makes us us, what takes the majority of our time in life. The sun is in Gemini now, and the moon, I believe the moon enters, I believe we begin Friday with the moon in Virgo. But I think as evening comes upon us, the moon moves into Libra and then stays into Libra, I think, until almost midnight of Sunday, 11 o'clock-ish of Sunday. It will move into Scorpio at that point. So we have a Libra kind of energy. Libra is all about relationships, harmony, creating harmony, compromising, seeing the best of both worlds, seeing both sides of the coin, fairness. And I believe on Sunday, Saturn will go retrograde. Now, when Saturn goes retrograde, if you've been, if you've had some bad behavior, this is the time when the ballot comes down and boom, um, you're being judged for it. You're gonna have to pay the price. You're gonna have to pay the fiddler now. But if you are working hard towards something, you will be rewarded during this time when Saturn goes retrograde. Saturn going retrograde goes back upon our past actions and sees where we could have put improvement or more focus or time or energy or resources towards this problem, this agenda, this whatever it may be that we are doing, or a task, a project. So it's kind of like a karmic rebalancing, okay, where we've been fluffing off or pushing it to the back burner. Chances are we can't now. We're it's in front of us and we have to deal with it. But if we have been working hard and diligently, the things that things can come in that are quite rewarding right now to move you forward in that direction, to give you that pat on the back. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say, shall we? The Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles has been popular for the last little bit. And, it was one of those cards that used to come out, yeah, every now and again. But it really hasn't had its place since I've been here on YouTube, at least, which is a few years now. This is about the give and take in relationships. Are you giving too much of yourself? Are you allowing somebody to give too much of themselves? Is it a fair relationship? Is it one of empathy and support and love and compassion? Where do you put out your hand and extend your hand to help another, either literally or figuratively? Do you give to the food bank? Do you give to the soup kitchen? Do you work at one of these establishments? Do you pray for people? Do you, what do you do? When my kids were little and we'd go to we'd go out, maybe like say Christmas shopping or something, we'd be out and we'd be spending money, and we'd be spending money on gifts for ourselves. And we would look, I would look at least, for somebody who is very beaten up by life, right? They were homeless, and they were just out of the cold, sitting in a booth, but you could tell, like, they had their bags around them and stuff. You could tell that they were homeless. And so I would get one of the kids to go up and buy them like a $50 gift card or something from the restaurant we were in at the time, and go over and just give it to them and walk away. Don't wait for a thank you. Don't explain it. And just walk away, and opening up, because we were spending enough money on ourselves that if we were spending this much money on ourselves, we can definitely afford to spend something on somebody else. Do you give to cancer? Do you work in some kind of way? Do you help other people? Do you mentor other people? Do you just give in your relationships? And give of yourself in a very natural way that is rewarding to you as well. You make somebody smile, their smile lasts 3 to 5 hours, your smile lasts for 24. Where do you extend that arm? Where do you pull it back? Sometimes we have to pull that arm back. Sometimes people will just keep showing up at your door for, oh, you got to help me, you got to help me, you got to help me. And then they're nowhere to be found, and you know that they're abusing your kindness. So those kinds of things we have to look at and address during this period of time, obviously, this weekend. And also where we might be taking advantage of somebody else, and where we can build in our friendships and our relationships. Where can you stretch out your arm the next time you do? Well, that's the King of Pentacles shows up. This is a card that says you've got more than enough. Like, don't, you hold on to, what's that thing? A millionaire goes in and there's a charity basket there, and he takes $100 out of his wallet and he throws it in and he walks away, and everybody goes, oh, wow. And then somebody who's homeless comes in and goes in, and they pull out like 57 cents and they put it in. Now, who's the true hero there? I would have to say the person who had 57 cents to their name. Um, but that person is usually rewarded with something else, something more. It comes back to them. There was a story once of a gentleman who was a multimillionaire. I can't remember the name, but I'm sure if I Google it, we could get the information. It's a true story. And he decided before he died, he was going to give his money away. And so he tried very diligently to give his money away and give his money away. And the more he gave away, the more it seemed to show up in his bank account. And he actually died with more money when he made that statement than when he passed away. The money does come back when we hold it on to it too tightly. When we think, oh, I can't spare this, or we're thinking of a lack mentality, we're thinking of a poor mentality. And if we're thinking that way, our brain looks to having things in our life that way. It wants to be agreeable with your statements. So when you give, and sometimes and you don't have to do it with money, you can do it with your time, your energy. But when you give just a little bit more of yourself, sometimes it comes back tenfold for you. Now, and it's the first thing I thought of is you've got more than enough. Maybe it's not physically right with you at the time, but there's more than enough for you. Throw your belief in that a little bit. Now, this is a king that thinks outside the box, but he doesn't just go off very risky or anything, very spontaneously. He thinks it through. Many times he'll take an old thing and put a twist on it, and it becomes something new and magical. So it's an old way of thinking, and you put a little bit of a spin on it, and all of a sudden this idea comes up, this aha moment, this epiphany. Remember, we have the 22 energy there on the Saturday, so thinking outside the box or visionary thoughts go hand in hand. This is about thinking about how you can grow your abundance, how you can grow your stability, how you can grow your successes by thinking them through, but being open to new ideas, new concepts, new ways of doing, being, becoming. Okay? I know Saturn is in retrograde. Sometimes we realize that we went too much by the book and we didn't expand outside the lines. And so we missed some opportunities. But Saturn goes retrograde so we can go and recapture those opportunities. We have the Two of Pentacles. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. It's all about our abundance. It's all about our wealth. It's all about our home. It's all about being grounded. It's about our five senses. It's about thinking with our mind rather than emotion and our heart. The Two of Pentacles, there's different decisions to be made. And this weekend, both will look just as good, just as promising. They'll have their pluses and they'll have their cons. But at the end of the day, gosh, I don't know. Either way would be good. I don't know which step to take. I don't know what new beginning to step into because this looks good. That looks good. I want to start this, but I want to do that. And I can't do them both, but they both have the same pros and cons. They conflict with each other, or maybe there's a way of doing it together. The ships are coming in on both sides. So many times the decision is how to bring it together. Maybe by compromising on some of it in one area and some of it in another area. If that's making sense for somebody, I think it's for somebody in particular out there. I know that I love it in the comments when I see, I haven't seen you for a while, Tilly, but I was drawn back to you and the message was so perfect. Your angels know when you need to be here. So don't ever worry about missing a day or a year. Your angels will lead you to the... So I think somebody's showing up that needs to hear that. Look at this. We got the Seven of Cups. Oh, there's so many choices. There's so many decisions. There's so many ways to go. Things are changing. And so we have the sun that moved into Gemini. So there's a lot of change. But we've had a lot of the planetary change. We've had a couple of retrogrades happen now. More to come. So back it up a little bit. Slow it down a little bit. Really think about what you want. Okay, and we were doing a lot of this, a month ago? Thinking about what we truly want. You know, it's not enough that you're going to plant a tomato seed to have a tomato. What kind of a tomato is it? Is it one of those funky purple ones? Is it red? Is it green? Are they going to be little tiny ones? Is it going to be a monster tomato? Is it going to be so that you can cut it up for hamburger patties? Or are you going to make some sauce and can it or freeze it? What kind of tomato do you truly want at the end of the day? So it's like you've got an idea, but this now is the expansion on the idea and really understanding what you were buying into. Is that truly a good thing? Is it something that will move you to your goals and dreams and your successes that you truly want to experience in your life? One more. Look at this. Judgment shows up. I was talking about Saturn, right? And this is the 20 card. So we're doing 20, 21, 22, and 23 here. We're doing all the 20s. The judgment is simply what the Saturn retrograde is all about. Where we have been hiding under a rock, where we've been pushing it to the back burner, where we've been simply ignoring it, hoping that it'll go away, are the things that are going to come out now and say, no, you're dealing with me now. Once and for all, we need to move this into the back. So you can try and push against it, or you can go with the flow. And going with the flow will lead you out to a new beginning, a new start, a new energy, a new vibration. So when it shows up, don't still try and hide under that rock. Get in front of it. Say, I've got this. I've had it all along. I don't know why I didn't do this. I'm going to do it now. And don't use the word could. Oh, I could have done that last week and I didn't. It sounds so defeatist. You know, it's just kind of like, you missed your opportunity. But if you say, I could do that, or I should do that, or I would do that. What is it now? I don't even know. It's Susan Hayes. I should do that. I should do that says I can put a plan into place. I can do that. Opens it up to being able to actually do that. Sometimes it's the words we use to trick our minds into moving forward where there was hesitation or procrastination. Many times we saw it in our minds as this huge mountain when it was just a couple of answers and a couple of telephone calls and you were done with it. And if you knew it was going to be that easy all along, you would have done it, but you thought it was going to be hard. You thought it was going to be challenging. You built it up in your mind, perhaps, that it was challenging. I think most of the things that we'll be dealing with are things that aren't that challenging if we just address them. And then we can move that energy away so we can really experience the new moon energy. Really move forward. Really open up that stride. Okay, I need a sip here of water. We'll get a mantra. Archangel Gabriel, creativity and hope. Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope. And it's time to get creative. I mean, we have the Gemini sun, so of course we're going to be creative. That goes without saying. And Libra, we want things of beauty, so we're going to create beautiful things with the Libra moon. So what a combination to have up there for us. And look at the angel that shows up. Okay. Gabriel speaks to you through your heart and soul. Gabriel means God is my strength. Guides hopeful parents into fertility and child conception, giving them courage and strength. An angel of communication and the arts, inspiring and motivating you in your creative pursuits. Their presence offers enthusiasm and encouragement in the creative fields. Gabriel guides artists, authors, musicians, dancers to reach their full potential and live their purpose. If you work with children, personally or professionally, Gabriel will be by your side with loving guidance and support. And the mantra is, I follow the guidance of my heart, my truth, my essence. I follow the guidance from within. We'll get an animal card. And we have, look at this, eye on the prize. The vultures are back. One of my favorite cards in the deck, actually. And I always thought vultures were like, ooh, it's kind of scary birds. But total respect for them now. I love their message. Release goals and vision. In order to land your dream life, you need to make a conscious effort to visualize it happening. However, keeping your eye on the prize takes practice. It's all about getting rid of misconceptions about yourself, giving up emotional baggage, and putting a new belief system into place. Vulture tells you that you have waited long enough to gain the life you want. You spent time wasted looking at what everybody else has and spent too much time wishing instead of doing. It's now time for you to create short-term goals along with long-term goals. And I forgot to mention, with all this 5 energy, although I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it already a couple of times in the past, 5s are energy numbers. When we are under the 5 energy, we do have a lot of energy. We have a lot of get up and go. We seem to be able to do more in a short period of time. We're always on the move, and so when we're not on the move, we become very restless and agitated. So just get yourself moving in a direction, any direction. Go for a walk or something, just to allow that 5 energy to start flowing in a very positive manner in your life. Make yourself accountable by writing your goals down, and it helps to keep a vision of what you want in clear sight. Pick up projects from the past and make the effort to finish them. Completion helps to open doors for new projects instead of cluttering the path. These projects can be as little as rearranging your cabinets, cleaning the garage, sparkling up your resume, and sending it out. Spend time reflecting on the past years, and bring about conclusions. Think of it as the time the farmers harvest their crops to prepare the land for next season. You too have to prepare your mind, body, and soul for the same. Visualize what you want to have happen, and then keep your eye on the final prize as you move forward towards it. There are great, abundant forces surrounding you, leading you into that safe port of your tomorrow. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.